Hey everybody, the first event of the new version 9.1 is gonna be a track day event. Still 7 days left to get this going, and this one of course is the one featuring the new McLaren 765 LT. I believe it's a 5-stage event. By completing it within the given time limit, you will win the car plus 75 gold. And let's see, yeah, 5 stages of Longtail Legacy. Earn the car. And for this video, I will just check on some specs. So let's see. Right. There's a 3-hour instant service and instant R&D on Racing Dollar upgrades, it looks like. Base PR 61.5. This event requires PR 72.8. The car itself is worth 650 gold. Maxed out PR is 76.5. So here, you know what? Let's so tier or stage 1, I don't see any PR requirement. So let's skip on ahead to the final stage real quick, and then we'll check on what we need to win this car, or confirm what we need, because that information is already available. So to get through stage 1, you need PR 63.7. So how do we do that? Put some Racing Dollar upgrades on, I suppose. Tier 1, let's start with that. Get the Tier 1 across the boards. And since this car is not one of the motorsports category cars, we got the 7 categories for upgrades. Alright, so obviously getting all stage 1 or tier 1 upgrades, it brings my PR up to 65.3, which is definitely sufficient to hit 73.7 to get through the stage 1. Alright, but certainly not enough to complete the event, as you might expect. And for stage 1 completion, there is 20,000 Racing Dollars and 5 gold. All right, and that gets us to stage 2 and carries on, same PR requirement, 63.7. 4 goals once again for stage 2, and still same PR requirement. All right. And as often the case is with these events, and by the way, obviously you can you don't have to wait between stages, as you noticed. You can run right through. The final goal of each stage is going to have some sort of a PR requirement. And as we can see here, in order to get through stage 2, you are going to have to spend some gold, as PR requirement has been pushed up to 65.8, which is just 0.5 PR points shy of what you can do with Racing Dollars alone. I don't remember seeing Racing Dollar upgrade on any of the categories for tier 2 here. Oh, there is. I stand corrected. My bad. So, okay, what do you know? With the Racing Dollar upgrades alone, there are 8 upgrades basically. Brings your PR up to 65.88, and you are able to get through the 2 stages of this event with Racing Dollars alone. Good to know. So we've earned 5 gold from stage 1, and stage 2 I expect maybe 10 gold this time. We'll see. Racing Dollar rewards doubled. Yep, 10 gold. So there's 15 free gold Or maybe it's not technically free. You trade in your racing dollars in upgrades for this car to pick up 15 gold if you don't have enough gold to complete and win the car. So that is something. And when this event shows up later on in the, what do you call that thing? Events archive, you would have gained some gold out of this event. And also the car would already have 8 upgrades on board. So it would take you less time to get the rest of it. So there's some benefits to, even if you cannot afford all the upgrades in this event, I would say definitely get those tier 1 upgrades and run through the first 2 stages. And if you like it, maybe you'll go further. So stage 3, of course, the same PR requirement carries on from how we ended the stage 2, right? 65.8. I am actually a little surprised that they allowed the tier 2 upgrade. It was brakes, right? To be offered with the racing dollars. That hasn't happened in a while in this game. So, all right. So far, so good until we get to the end of stage 3, of course, where we got another PR requirement bump, 67.9. So it's time to get gold upgrades. So let's see. My guess is we're going to have to get 3 upgrades across the board most likely. So here, let's get the tier 2 up. You know what? Maybe we'll start with the cheapest upgrades, which would going to be... All right. Tires and wheels or body generally is going to be the cheaper. Yeah, body is going to be the cheapest one. So let's get that and get the following racing dollar upgrades. So body's up to 3, brings PR up to 66.8. And the tires and wheels, the next. Get the 55 gold upgrade for stage 2. And the stage 3 is going to be the racing dollars. So we'll get that. Brings PR up to 67.9, which is exactly what we need. So those are 2 gold upgrades that we needed to get through the stage 3 here. All right, and I spent 105 gold there. 50 on body and 55 on tires and wheels. All right, and we so far earned 15 gold. So let's find out what the stage 3 payout is. Another 15, so that's 30 gold. So you can think of it as like, you know, you got those upgrades for 75 gold technically. If you're working incrementally that way to see how far you want to go and how far you go is worth it to you if you don't go all the way. Obviously, you want to go all the way. Anyway, stage 4, we got the same PR requirement carrying on from the last stage. All right, so continuing on here. And all right, so once again, it's only the final goal of each stage that's gonna have the higher PR requirement, 70.2 for stage 4. All right, so now we need some more gold spent. Tires and wheels maxed out. My guess is, okay, 74 brakes, but that's a dead end. 64 exhaust and most likely 64 suspension as well, which is probably going to be the cheapest one available left on this car because drivetrain is going to be usually 65 is not too bad. 70, okay, but 60 is cheaper than 65. So generally, exhaust has the higher rate of return per resources spent. So let's start with the exhaust. Get both stage or tier 2 and tier 3 upgrade. Brings PR up to 69. And comparable PR boost. Suspension, another 60 gold spent. And oh, look at that, 0.1 PR point shy. But considering that 70.2 is not what our ultimate target is, we're okay. So next, let's go ahead with the drivetrain, 65 gold, and get that tier 3 racing dollar upgrade. Brings my PR up to 71.3. So obviously, so far, it's good enough to get me through this stage. So let's keep pushing and see what to expect in the final stage in terms of PR requirement. All right, so payout this time, 20 gold. So that is 50 gold payout so far. We've spent certainly far more than 50 gold, and that leaves us with the final stage paying out the remaining 25 gold. So here we go, 5 golds in the final stage. So this is kind of like the Grand Prix events that we've been running. So my guess is first 3 golds are gonna have the same PR from the last stage, and then the final 2 goals will have the final higher PR requirement of 72.8. That is my educated guess based on past trend. So far so good. First 3 goals, same PR requirement, same skipping cost, and then there we go, as suspected. All right, so we got 3 upgrades across the board except brakes and engine. So let's try to see if we can push the engine, because we do have, remember, brakes the dead end upgrade. But if we go with the engine, we can get 2 upgrades for the 70 gold. So brings PR up to 72.3, and my guess is the brakes is going to get us to 72.8. So as anticipated, 3 upgrades across the board, which is fairly typical run for these type of events. So what is the total cost? Let's see. 70, 65, 60. Okay, so 430 gold total. And in terms of racing dollars, it's 1,580,600 racing dollars to get your PR up to 72.8 on this Longtail. But you do get 75 gold in return once you 100% complete the event. So, and you win the car. So net cost in terms of, like if we don't count the car and the upgrades that's put on it, which is a terrible way of calculating. But out of the pocket cost of gold wise is going to be 355 gold. So I anticipated in my version 9.1 update overview, I say it's going to cost around 300. So, okay, they're going a little bit above my prediction. So 355 net cost. All right, close enough though. So relatively close in ballpark. And if that's the trend, then the Lambo Essenza SCV12 might cost a little bit higher than my prediction as well. So maybe that will be closer to 400 gold, because I predicted that one to be around 350, I think. Anyway, so yeah, final stage, same final goal, same PR requirement up 72.8. And once you complete that, there should be some extra reward. I suppose racing dollars if you need it. There's going to be 100,000. And the more importantly, 25 gold. All right, so that makes up the 75 gold total reward plus the brand new McLaren 765 Longtail. Looks like a pretty sweet ride, but it looks like all the other Longtails. Looks like all the other McLarens, right? Cool. And we've got Ahmed in this event. So I suppose you can expect some wacky challenges throughout the event. So yeah, so that's a quick overview of the series. And then of course the car is upon winning the car, it has a bonus series featured in Elite section, the very last bonus series, International Super Coupe Challenge, featuring 911 GT 3RS from 2018 and Ford GT from 2017. But only car that can 100% complete that special bonus series is going to be this new McLaren 765 Longtail. So if you plan on completing that, you're going to need to go through this track day event and win this car. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys found the information useful. And yeah, in the next set of videos, I'll probably be continue to post my sort of catching up in the Grand Prix events a bit, since they introduced a whole slew of new tiers in the Invitational and what's the other one? The Champion Series, right? So, all right, we'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.